We are 2 months into MLB The Show 22's game cycle, so I think it's time we go over the best cards to use. I'm going to be going over the top 5 cards at each position, and I'm also going to tell you which one is the best budget option. Now, I do have to say these are all my opinion. You're probably going to agree with some and disagree with others. So all of those comments, I want to see it down in the comment section below. And while you're down there, make sure to like and subscribe if you have not already. We're on the road to 5K. I would greatly appreciate your help. Now, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with catcher, then move over to first base, second base, third base, shortstop, then left field, center field, and right field. I'm going to keep it only primary positions. Obviously, I'm going to mention some cards that I think that they would be better at a different position, but mainly it's going to be the primary positions, and pitchers or relievers will be the last because obviously there's a lot more options. Now, coming in at number 5, I'm going with Gary Sanchez. He's obviously from the New York Yankees collection. So you can see 67-97 against right, 99-112 against left. The reason why he comes in at number 5, he does have a good swing, even though it's a little bit different from last year. It's still good enough. The contact against righties is not good at all, but against lefties he matches, and you're going to be facing a ton of lefties, and the best pitchers in the game are lefties. He comes in at number 5. Coming in at number 4, I'm going Henry Davis, 91-94 contact-wise, 88-97 power, very well balanced contact and power. As you can see, strong arm, not a lot of fielding, but strong arm. In my opinion, he's the best catcher from the Future Stars program that just came out, which is why I have him number 4. Coming in at number 3, and this was a toss-up between the number 3 and number 2 catcher, I'm going with Adley Rutschman. As you can see, I do have him parallel 5, and that makes him 95-96, which technically is 90 and 91 contact with 80 and 78 power. Still very good switch hitting catcher, diamond defender at parallel 5. He's an 85 defender over a regular parallel or no parallel, but this card, switch hitter, very good swing. As you can tell by the numbers, 433 batting average, 33 home runs in just over 200 at bats, almost 1500 OPS. This card was amazing for me and my catcher. Obviously, I used him while he was supercharged. That was only 5 days, but he was still amazing. And I mentioned it was a toss-up. It was a toss-up between him and Posada. The reason why I'm going Jorge Posada at number 2 is because he's a lot better against lefties. He's not as balanced as Adley, but again, lefties is the meta right now. 85-78 against right, but you can see that against lefties, 106, 108. He's going to destroy lefties. Another switch hitting catcher, which I think is a huge advantage to have. Very, average defender. You don't want him for the defense, you want him for the bat. And coming in at number 1 as the best catcher in MLB The Show 22, you knew it was Joe Mauer, and I think he is. 116-87 against right, 104-75 against left. I wish his power numbers were a little bit better against left. He is a lefty hitter, which is good for him. He does have a very good swing, but you're going to be facing a lot of lefties, and that's the reason why the switch hitters, I kind of tend to incline into the switch hitters a little bit more. He can still go lefty against anybody. As you can see with my stats, 18 at bats, only 444 batting average, 2 home runs, almost 1400 OPS. This card absolutely rakes, and that's why he's the best catcher in MLB The Show 22. Now, out of those 5 catchers, obviously the best budget option, and budget I'm going with 20K and under, is Henry Davis. As you can see right now, he's going about 16. You can put an order for 13K, so that is very cheap for a catcher this good. This card, if you don't have stubs and you're still looking for a catcher other than your cap, which I think that's the best way for your cap to be, go Henry Davis. Now moving over to first baseman at number 5, I'm going to give it to the new player of the month, Pete Alonso. Obviously not the lightning card, but a 93 overall. He does have 98 contact, 91 power against right, 93 contact against left with 112 power. That power against lefties is insane. I like the fact that he does have higher contact against righties. Very well balanced, very solid, and an amazing swing. Coming in at number 4, we're going with David Big Papi Ortiz. Very similar to Pete Alonso, very well balanced, 101, 113 against right, 90 contact and 95 power against left. If you remember from last year, this card has an amazing swing. I think he's going to be destroying baseballs all year too. Again, 10 speed is not great. So first baseman, you don't really want him for the speed, you want him for the power, and he has 113.95. Coming in at number 3, I'm going Michael Toglia from the new Future Stars program, 84-92 contact and 109-107 power. A lot of power, very solid contact anyways, and the good thing about him is that he's a switch hitter, and that's an advantage for him because you don't find a lot of those. Josh Bell came out earlier in the year. He was a great switch hitting first baseman, and we just got ourselves another one, even better with diamond defender as well. He can even play the outfield position. And honestly, he wouldn't even be terrible. He does have 48 speed, but that 95 fielding, 97 reaction, that is still very solid. He's going to be making plays over at first base. He's a lefty, but that power and his swing is nasty too. Coming in at number 2, I'm going with Carlos Delgado, and you can see why. Obviously, very comparable to the Lightning card in Rafael Devers that just came out. He does have 111, 114 against righties, obviously -1. I do have him parallel 1, and then 102, 81 against lefties is still solid enough. Anything on the over 100 contact is solid, and Carlos Delgado has it, but his swing, we've been thinking and dreaming about his swing in MLB The Show for years now, and we have him, and it did not disappoint. Carlos Delgado, the second best first baseman in MLB The Show. Because the best first baseman is going to have to be Frank Thomas. 99 overall Frank Thomas, against from the AL collections. 109, 105 against right. 105, 125 against left. That power, that contact is probably one of the best hitters in MLB The Show. I don't necessarily love his swing, not from last year. Defensively, as you can see, he doesn't have it. It doesn't have it, right? But he's a 6'5", 240 guy. He's going to be blocking balls and just making enough plays at first. But that bat against Randy, against Keiko, all those lefties, you're going to need Frank Thomas. And going for the best budget option over at first base, Michael Toglia is still over 30. Eventually, I think he'll go down under 20. Same with Big Papi. Big Papi's about 25, 30 right now. He'll eventually go down. Prices on the events rewards are coming down. But you know what? I'm going Nick Pratto, who is already under 20. So you can see about 15K. This card is very good. His swing is very Bryce Harper-like. And he has 92 contact against right with 108 power, and then 84 contact against left with 100 power. You can see what I've done. I'm 3 for 3 with a home run and a double. Like, this card, his swing feels so good. You should give him a try. Moving over to second baseman, I'm going at number 5, Joe Morgan. 97, 92 contact, 74, 70 power. He doesn't have a lot of power, but what he doesn't have in power, he has in speed. 90 speed, 90 fielding. Great defender. His swing is fast. It's just a weird batting stance, right? Like, his strike zone is short. It's just weird there. So if you can get over that, he's going to be all right. Staying in a weak second base position, I'm going to face of the franchise, Jazz Chisholm. 73, 76 contact, 84, 76 power. Well balanced, but we're already in June. He was amazing a month or two ago. Right now, he's still solid because his swing. He does have the fielding, obviously, with Diamond Defender. 91 speed. He's very good. His swing is amazing. He just doesn't have a lot of contact, and that's the reason why he just can't crack the top 3, but he's still solid. Somebody that did crack the top 3 is the new player of the month, Jose Altuve. Very similar to Joe Morgan as far as the batting stance. It's kind of short strike zone if you can get away with it. I mean, I did 420 batting average, 1600 OPS. He's very solid for me. As you can see, 99 I have him now, and 94 power, and then 90 and 97 against lefties. Very well balanced. Silver defender. He's not gonna throw. He plays shortstop. You obviously don't want to play him there. Above 70 speed, it's okay, but his bat, just the ball jumps off of his bat for some reason. He comes in at number 3. And talking about the ball jumping off the bat, I'm going Justin Foscue as the second best second baseman in MLB The Show, and the reason is because of that power. 107, 112. Like, that is insane. At a second baseman, you don't find that. And contact wise, he still has 85 and 96. Gold defender as well. The speed, obviously, it's not there. Reminds me a little bit of a Jeff Kent, right? Not a lot of power, not a lot of speed. Okay defender. This is Justin Foscue, and he's the second best second baseman in MLB The Show. Because at number 1, I think we can all agree that is Chase Utley. I have him parallel 5 already, but he would be at 102 and 90 against righties, which is still very good. And then 96, 85 against lefties. He has a lot more power than that. Trust me, he hits nukes. He's a diamond defender, above 70 speed, still solid. He's going to be making plays because of that reaction as well. Chase Utley is the best second baseman in the game. Now, I know I'm only primary positions, but there's somebody out there that I think it can give him a run for his money. We'll talk about him later. Now, talking about the best budget option at second base, Jose Altuve is basically free if you do the program, but he goes for about 30, so I'm not going to count it. I'm going Justin Foscue. Like, this card is under 20K right now. It's going to drop probably a little more, but that power, yes. For 20K for a second baseman, this can be it. Moving over to third baseman, I'm starting at number 5 with Eddie Matthews. Very well balanced, as you can see, a lot of power. 86, 84 contact, 94, 109 power. I love the fact that he has that 109 power against lefties because you already know the meta. Silver defender, 53 speed is above average for a third baseman. At third, you don't really need a whole lot of defense. He has good enough defense to get by. Coming in at number 4, I'm giving it to Brett Baty. And this card, everyone's talking about this card and his swing. 108, 100 against right, 94, 88 against left. Goal defender, 62 speed. So again, very well balanced all across the board. Basically, all the future stars are well balanced like that. He comes in at number 4 for me. There's a lot of good third basemen, especially those that were added in the last week. But coming in at number 3, I'm going with probably my favorite card this year so far. Like this card, as you can see, I got him P5. And I got him fast and early. His attributes have dropped against lefties, as you can see, 69-82. I don't really like that, but sometimes he's usually playing up. And today he's playing up against righty. That makes it 110, and I have him at 106 power. That's insane against righties. He's basically an automatic home run against righties. He can be better against lefties, but he still smashes against lefties. As you can see, I do have a 333 batting average against lefties. He was solid enough for me. Like, I don't know what to tell you. There's something about this card. And yes, he's very good. Coming in at number 2, we're going with the new Lightning Player of the Month, Rafael Devers. I do have him parallel 2 already, as you can see, but he's 115, 109 against right, and then 110, 81 against left. Like I mentioned, very similar to Carlos Delgado over at first. He is a goal defender already, 52 speed. He's still very good. His swing, one of the best swings in the game. You can basically get this card for free if you do the program and not sell all the rewards you get along the way. But Rafael Devers is definitely the second best third baseman in MLB The Show, because I think we can all agree who the best third baseman in MLB The Show is. As you can see, George Brett, haven't even used him. I'm gonna unlock him probably in the next week or two. Shh. Don't tell anyone, but I do have him at 125, 110, 120, 96. Like, this card is endgame, like literally endgame. Imagine that at P5, max out contact against both sides, 115 power against right with 101 against left. He's already an 89 defender. Parallel 1 gets you a diamond defender over at third, and P5 79 speed. There's nothing else you need from a third baseman. As far as the best budget option, I'm going Brett Baty. As you can see, you can put an order for 18K and get him, or get him free from the Future Star program. I sold all my Future Stars because I wanted to get all the stuffs I could. I grinded fast, and I'm going to buy them a little bit cheaper, basically right now. And this card, yes, he's the best budget third baseman in MLB The Show. And moving over to shortstop, one of the toughest positions to rate for me. I'm going number 5, Fernando Tatis. I mean, he has the speed, he has the arm strength. Fielding, he doesn't have it, but honestly, he makes all the plays I need at shortstop. I have him parallel 2, which means 80 and 114 against right, 90 and 99 against left. He hits tanks. Like, I don't know, I feel so comfortable with him. His swing is so fast, and he's so fast too. Like, his swing is fast, he's fast. I'm going to put him at number 5. Coming in at number 4, I'm going with Oswald Peraza. As you can see, very well balanced. I love the fact that he's about 100 contact against both sides, over 80 power against both sides. Diamond defender with 80-something speed. Like, this card is very good all across the board. 5-tool player, honestly, enough power to call that power as a tool as well. So he comes in at number 4. Coming in at number 3, I'm giving it to Ernie Banks, and this is all very close, right? Like, Ernie and Tatis are very close. I do like the fact that he does have very good fielding. He doesn't have the speed that Tatis has, but he 120 and 91 against lefties. That's the key right there. That 120 contact at parallel 4 that I have, which is basically 116 if you've never used him, and 82. So 78 contact against righty, still solid enough. His swing is butter. Ernie Banks at number 3. And number 2, I'm giving it to the new tops now, Carlos Correa. As you can see, 94 overall. He does have 103-97 against right, and then 92-86 against left. I love the fact that he's better against right. Goal defender, 68 speed is above average. As you can see, reaction at 86. He's going to be good enough to be making plays on the field. And then 97 arm strength. He's definitely going to be throwing out runners at first. He's going to be throwing out runners at home. Coming in at number 1, I'm going to go ahead and give it to Polanco. I am sorry. I'm in love with the Polanco from last year, so I'm going to go ahead and give it to him. He doesn't have the fielding. Obviously, speed is above average, but 117-90 against right, 94-79 against left. Switch hitter with probably the best swing in MLB The Show. That is the reason why. So obviously, this is the best budget option. You can get him for about 11K. I love the fact that he's so cheap as well. Again, probably the best position for him is at second base, although it takes a hit from the fielding, but Jorge Polanco is nasty. Moving over to left fielders, I'm going to start this off with Gary Sheffield. 90-81 against righties is not amazing, but what's amazing is 125-104 against left. Fielding, he doesn't have any. Does have solid arm strength, 52 speed. His swing is very good, very fast. Every year, Gary Sheffield's swing is good, just like as it was in real life. Coming in at number 4, one of my favorite cards, like because his swing is just always one of my favorites. Christian Yelich, 95-90 against right, 102-84 against lefties. It does have higher contact against lefties, even though he has a little bit less power. But defender, silver defender, it's okay. Defender, 76 speed is good enough, right? It's good enough to be making play, but his swing. That's why he cracks the top 5. Coming in at number 3, and this is tough because David Justice, I absolutely love what he's done for me. You guys have seen the videos. I have him parallel 4, which means 94, 97, 108, 112. I love the fact that he's better against lefties. He has one of the best swings in the game as well. I know I say that a lot. There's so many good swings, but he's a gold defender, 49 speed. He doesn't have the speed, but listen, over 400 batting average, almost 1400 OPS. This card is insane, and he still comes in at number 3 because at number 2, I'm giving it to Kirk Gibson. This card has been unreal, even higher than a 411 batting average and 1400 OPS. 96-83 against right, 99-95 against left. He does have 5 tools, right? He can play defense with 87 speed at parallel 3, 85 fielding. So he is a goal defender. His swing is weird, but he generates so much exit velocity. I don't even know how to explain it. He's been unreal for me and so clutch. He's the second best left fielder in MLB The Show. Because the best left fielder in MLB The Show is Albert Pujols, Rookie of the Year. He's a little bit expensive. He's definitely not going to be the best budget option, but as you can see, I have him parallel 1, but it's 121, 101 against right, 90 and 104 against lefties. Silver defender, about average speed for a left fielder. His best position, in my opinion, is third base, maybe first base as well. There's so many good first baseman, but maybe third base for sure. Corner outfield, he's okay. He's gonna make the routine plays, just not gonna be making any spectacular plays over at left field, but you want him for the bat. The best budget option, in my opinion, is David Justice. You can see you can buy him right now for about 13K. Also, Jim Rice, you can get him for free. He almost cracked the top 5 for me. I went Yelich just because I have more of a preference with him, but 353 batting average already. I've used him on the event a little bit. He does have a very good swing. Gold defender, his speed is a little bit less, and that's the reason why he wasn't my pick, but very good budget option as well. Moving over to center field, I'm starting with Jim Edmonds at number 5. I have him parallel 2, but he's 95, 125 against right, and that's the reason. That's basically it. He has very good fielding, diamond defender. Speed is not amazing. I like playing him in the corner outfields, but that 125 power against righties is insane. He does have over 100 contact against left, which is good enough, and even gap power, more than gap power against lefties with 78, 76 originally, but he comes in at number 5. Moving over to number 4, I'm going Austin Martin. I love the name. I love the contact. As you can see, very similar to Ketel Marte, which we'll get to it in a minute. 110, 118 contact wise, 73, 81 power. I mean, 82 speed, 80 fielding. Parallel 5 gets him almost at that 80 power threshold against righties and basically maxed out contact. Aside from that, he can play third and shortstop as well. So yeah, he can do it all. Coming in at number 3, I'm going with Ronald Acuna Jr. As you can see, he's always playing up. It feels like every day he plays up. He's playing up against righties today. As you can see, I do have him parallel 4, which means 84, 99 against right, 82, 109 against left. He's not a diamond defender, but that speed, he makes up for it. So he doesn't have the reaction, but he does have the speed. He makes a lot of plays there. Very strong arm, obviously, as you can see there. His swing, very fast. If you're late on fastballs, this is your guy. Coming in at number 2, we're going with Ketel Marte. As you can see, parallel 3 means 1 to 14, 82 and 122, 82 against lefties, 85 fielding. So again, we talked about secondary positions and whatnot. This card is not the greatest center fielder, but he's probably the best second baseman, maybe even the best shortstop. Ketel Marte, that's the best and strongest position for him. But I mean, this card is insane. Switch hitter with an amazing swing, 82 power. That's power enough. This is a great option. It's just not better than Mike Trout, right? Mike Trout is Mike Trout. He's playing up against righties, as you can see today, which means 91, right? 91 contact and 118 power against right, 109, 92 against left. Gold defender, 89 speed. I don't even have him parallel 1. I'm going to be adding him soon, so stay tuned for that. The reason why he's so good is his swing. He does have all the life course, as you can see. His price is dropping. He was like 415 about a week ago. He's starting to drop. A lot of people are expecting, including myself, a little bit of a downgrade. He was struggling in real life, but he's still the best center fielder in the game. The best budget option at center field, definitely Austin Martin. As you can see, he goes for about 15K, and look at the contact, look at the power, look at everything. He does it all. He does it well, and he's gonna be very good. I mean, for 15K, 20K, yeah. He's the best budget option at center field. Moving over to right field, I'm starting at number 5 with Aaron Judge. As you can see, he's playing up against righties, and the only flaw for this card is contact against left and probably the strike zone. This guy is insane. He's huge, 6'7", 282, but the power is there. Obviously, today he's playing +9, so 119, 118 power today. Defensively, you can see arm, he has it. He has the fielding. Speed is above average. He has a very nice swing. It's just the strike zone is kind of big, but he's the 5th best right fielder in my opinion. Coming in at number 4, I'm going Mookie Betts. 103 contact, 77 power against right, 118, 89 against left. His swing, you guys remember from last year, if you did play last year, that his swing is insane, and is no different this year. Obviously, he can do it all. 73 speed is above average, 89 fielding. I wish his arm was better. I don't know why it's not better, but the reason is that he's a lefty killer, and that swing is so good. He can play second base as well, so keep that in mind. Coming in at number 3, I'm going with Nick Castellanos. 95, 101 against right, and maxed out against left. Well, I've talked about this. Lefties. This is a lefty killer. He's definitely an end game bench bat at least. And in my opinion, the 3rd best right fielder in the game. Coming in at number 2 for right fielders, I'm not putting him at first because I don't want you guys to tell me that I'm biased. Roberto Clemente, the 2nd best right fielder. Max out contact, as you can see. Mid-80s power against both sides. The best defender in the game at outfield. Obviously, you can see the attribute speaks for himself. 75 speed at parallel 3. His swing is very fast. So, like, a lot of people have trouble with that. He doesn't have the elite power that other cars have, but he has everything else. And you can see, again, last year I hit over 400 with him. This year I'm on pace to hit over 400 again. 413 batting average. Like, yeah. Roberto Clemente, in my opinion, the best right fielder, but I'll give him the 2nd spot. And at number 1, we're going with Babe. I mean, the hitting attributes cannot be ignored. Defensively, obviously, that part can be ignored. But Babe Ruth, again, 97 overall. He's always one of the best hitters in the game, and this year is no exception. 112, 106 against right, 109, 101 against lefties. He can hit both sides. Again, he's a lefty. I think his best position is at first base. But you're going to have to go lefty against Randy and Keuchel and all those guys. If you can do that, Babe Ruth is the best right fielder in the game. As far as the best budget option, those that I mentioned, this is the first position that I mentioned 5, and none of them are budget options. But George Valera is from the Future Stars program. 97, 110 against right, 86, 80 or 90 against lefties. Gold defender, 69 speed is very good. He's going for about 15K. The other option is Austin Kendrick, over 100 power. So I think even this guy may be better than Valera. Higher contact, power, faster, better defender. Austin Hendrick is the best budget right fielder in MLB The Show. Moving over to relievers, I'm going to start with the top 3 lefties and then the top 3 righties, and then we're going to leave starting pitcher for the end. As you can see, number 3, the 3rd best lefty, I think is Aroldis Chapman, face of the franchise. I haven't parallel 3. He's been good. Like that outlier plays, right? Slider, splitter as well. Very high per 9. A lot of people just can never figure how to hit him. So he comes in at number 3. Coming in at number 4, I'm going Josh Hader. This card has been unreal. Basically max out hits per 9s, very high K per 9s. He does have a fastball slider, circle change, a little bit of a 3/4 release point, which can be a little bit tough to pick up. But Josh Hader, I mean, what he does in real life, he does it in MLB The Show. He's so effective, and that 2-seamer, you cannot forget to throw it. Coming in at number 1, I'm going with Zach Britton. I love the fact that he has an outlier on that sinker, slider. He can throw the 4-seam and 2-seam, so you can throw the 4-seam and 2-seam high in the zone. The sinker, I don't really like doing it because of the par effect that it has, but almost max out hits per 9s, 99 velo, 99 break. This card is very good, and especially lefties, not a lot of people can hit him. And he's going for about 20K, so he's definitely the best lefty budget option in my opinion. Moving over to the righty relievers, I'm going with Clay Holmes. Brand new Clay Holmes from the Play of the Month program. 112 hits per 9s. I love that he has that sinker. Outlier sinker. Again, where's the outlier? Outlier sinker. There you go. He's going to throw that sinker at 96, 97, 98. Very high per 9s. He's very similar to that Zach Britton. He's a righty Zach Britton in my opinion, but with a curveball. So this guy, then the 3/4 release, he can be nasty. Coming in at number 2, I'm going with Steve Cishek. 102 hits per 9s. As you can see, this is a submarine pitcher with a sinker, slider, 4-seam, splitter, and changeup. 5-pitch mix. And that's the reason why he makes it. Somebody that's going to stay out of this list is going to be Kenley Jansen. Just 96 overall. Even though he's a higher overall, he only has 3 pitches. Steve Cishek has 5. he's the second best reliever in the game. Because the best righty reliever in the game, in my opinion, is Devin Williams. 115 hits per nines. As you can see, circle change, four-seam, cutter, and screwball. Now, 96 mile an hour for the fastball, and all the other pitches are 83. But let me tell you, it doesn't feel like 83. It feels like each pitch has its own timing window. It's weird. If you throw that 83 miles an hour and then that fastball comes in, it feels like 105. Devin Williams has been my best reliever in the game. Moving over to starting pitchers, I'm going to go ahead and start with Roy Halladay. I know a lot of people are like either hot or cold with him, but you're going to face guys that cannot touch him. He does have a sinker cutter with very good control, easy to use, and a very good hits per nines at 106. I have him at 110 at parallel 4. Sinker cutter, but he also has that splitter, which works kind of like as a changeup. That curveball kind of moves all over the place too. So Roy Halladay, 5th best starting pitcher in my opinion. Coming in at number 4, I'm giving it to Shohei Ohtani. I mean, it's Shohei, right? MVP from last year, cover athletes from this year, four-seam slider, splitter, cutter, curveball. He has very solid per nines. He plays up, but the best thing, we all know the best thing, he can hit. And he's not an automatic out like all the other pitchers. And we don't have DH this year. So this may be the last year with DH. So let's take advantage and use this Shohei Ohtani as much as we can. He's the 4th best pitcher in my opinion. Coming in at number 3, I'm going Dallas Keuchel. As you can see, I do have him parallel 5 along with 11,000 other people because he's that good. Elite stamina, solid hits per nine, sinker, slider, cutter, changeup. Like the control, it's insane. Very good in all pitches. He can do it all. I mean, he's very tough to read, very deceptive, easy to tunnel with that sinker, cutter, and the slider, and that changeup. Don't forget about that changeup. This card is very good, and he's kind of like my twin. I want to have his beard. Coming in at number 2 for starting pitchers, I'm going with the brand new future stars Bobby Miller. 92 stamina, 102 hits per nines, outlier fastball, slider, splitter, sinker, curveball. Yes. I wish the slider was a little bit harder. I mentioned this before, but this card is unreal. Not everybody can touch 102, right? So if you have that 102 outlier fastball, you're gonna use it. But that sinker, love the fact that the fastball is 102, sinker is mid 90s, and then the splitter is mid 80s. Like that is insane. Coming in at number 1, I'm kidding, it's Randy Johnson. I mean, you've heard it all before, you've seen it, you probably face him at some point. 115, 105. Outlier fastball, slider, splitter, slurve. Don't forget about the slurve. That fastball comes in at 92, 93 with the slurve at 82, 83. Like, this card is unreal. He sticks 10, so it feels like he's right on your face when you're facing him. So he's definitely the best pitcher in the game, maybe the best card in the game. And we're probably going to be debuting him soon. But that will do it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the best cards, what I think are the best cards in MLB The Show. Again, if you did, smash that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Let me know down in the comment section below, who do you think I missed? Where do you disagree or agree with me? Let me know. I want to hear your thoughts. But again, thank you so much for watching. This is Jejo. I'll check it on the next one. I'm out.